All right, my name is Todd from Go2 Cards, and we are back talking about 7 cards that I think you should be buying right now as we move into a new meta and as we move into Tempai Dragons taking over the scene. What kind of cards do you need to be having so that you can survive a turn? That's what we're looking at. We're also going to look at some other cards that I think are pretty useful during this time right now. We do have a giveaway on the video. So we are going to be giving away 2 of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. This is the OTS 13 super rare version of this card. It's very nice, super clean. We're going to be giving away 2 of them. One to one person and one to another person. So all you got to do to be eligible for the giveaway is be subscribed to the channel or subscribe right now and leave a comment. That's all you got to do. Maybe leave a comment on what do you think of the new meta. Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be horrible? I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for fire kind of taking a back seat for a little bit. So once again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of the channel. And hit that like button. It does help us out tremendously. I've been doing something different. One of the things I've been doing is I've been making slideshows with the cards on there instead of using online, just to give you kind of a different look of what I'm doing. So also, if you don't mind, let me know if you like this or you think, just go over to TCG Player and show us the cards. Either way, your input would be helpful. All right, let me bring us over to there and bring it up. All right, so the first card that I think that you should make sure that you have is Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. That is why we're giving away 2 of these, because I love giving you cards that I think that you should have. Not just random junk cards, but cards that you're going to need to play in the meta that we're moving into. So we're giving away 2 of these cards. Look, Baron is gone. Savage is gone. And so now you start looking at what are the next big synchro cards that we're going to need to be running in decks to be able to stop our opponents. Crystal Wing is a very good card. And this card kind of rises to the top at this point. There are a lot of printings of this card. If you want to go expensive, you can go with the Ghost Rare from Ghost from the Past, which is up to about $135. You got the Dual Power Ultra, and then you have 2 secrets and a super. I'm giving you the super right here, but that Ultra out of Dual Power, that would be the one that I would be targeting, or the OTS super rare that we're giving away. I think those are both very nice copies of the card. Obviously, the Ghost Rare is incredible. We had it at one point, sold it. It's an incredible looking card. But if you're just looking to have the card, you're looking at about $8. The price has gone up. It is going up. I do want to put a little warning out there. I would not be surprised if you did not see this card in Rarity Collection 2. So that's why I'm recommending you go cheap. Like if you were running Baron and Savage and your deck just needs something, you might need to bite the bullet and buy this card. But if you don't need it right now, I would wait until the reveals for Rarity Collection 2, because I have a feeling this card's going to be in here. I already talked about it on another video being in Rarity Collection 2. So that's my thoughts on the card. All right, I'm going to bring you over to another Power Synchro card that I think you're going to want to have. And why is that not working? Hold on with me here. Right there. Sword Soul Supreme Changing. This is another great synchro card that is going up in price. This card has two versions. Both of them are Ultra. One is coming out of Burst of Destiny, the other out of Maven's. Obviously, if I were you, I would just buy the Maven's one. I don't think the Burst of Destiny one's going to go sky high, even if it is original print. But hey, if you want the original print, it's $1 more. But these cards are going up. They're both around $5, $6. I would make sure that you have your copy now so that you don't miss out on this card. Again, this is another card you could be sliding in to take the place of Baron, to take the place of Savage, something like that. And it's a hard card to deal with. It's a great card. It's another Synchro that I think you might want to be looking at. All right, so the next card, though. The next card on here, this is specifically dealing with Tenpai Dragon, Threatening Roar. Everyone's going to need to find a way to deal with Tenpai Dragon. You just are. And so there's a variety of options out there, but the truth is that nobody knows which of these options in the TCG is going to land. Something's going to land. I'm going to give you a variety of different options of how you deal with Tenpai Dragon. And, you know, something's going to work, but some of these are not going to work. They're just not going to work. But Threatening Roar is a great card. Your opponent cannot declare an attack this turn. Boom. You know, that those Tenpai Dragons can get up to like 40,000 or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. So they can kill you real quick. So being able to make it so they can't declare an attack sounds pretty good to me. And this card seems like it might be one of, if not the card that people are playing to counter Tenpai. But we don't know yet. There's many versions of this card. If you want a higher rarity, there's 3 higher rarities of this card. The higher rarity that's the cheapest is the secret rare out of Yugi's world. That's the one if you have to have a foil Threatening Roar. I get it. I'm a slave to high rarity just like many others out there. But if you have to get a holo, this is the one that I would be targeting. It's only $15, $45 for a playset. That hurts a bit. I just bought my playset of commons. Well, I had 2. I just bought the 3rd to make it a playset. There are 13 different common printings of this card. If you need a cheap Threatening Roar, there is no shortage of cheap Threatening Roars out there. They're about 30 cents. That's what I would do. And I'm not just telling you that. That's what I have actually done. I'm just running the commons because I don't know if this is actually going to be effective. I don't know if this is going to work, but I want to make sure that I have access to the card in case this is the way to counter Tenpai Dragon. So Threatening Roar, I think, is a card you just want to have access to. And if I were you, I would just be buying a playset of commons for less than $1. That's what I got there. All right, now we get into some fun cards. These are cards that I remember when Cohen and I were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At the very beginning, before we ever stepped foot into a locals or regionals, we were using cards like Battle Fader, and we absolutely loved it. And when we got into the real kind of meta scene, we realized very quickly that Battle Fader is not a meta relevant card. Well, it might be right now. This is it's a really cool card when your opponent's monster declares a direct attack. Now, it has to be a direct attack, but you can special summon this card from your hand, then end the battle phase. Again, what we're trying to do is prevent the Tenpai Dragons from destroying us in one turn. So this card might help you. There's a couple ways that you could approach this card, just like Threatening Roar. There are some higher rarities of this card. I love Duelist Saga cards. I love them. So I have play sets of almost every card in Duelist Saga because I love them. That's my play set of Battle Fader, the Duelist Saga. They're about $5, maybe a little bit higher, 5 something, but they're around $5 a piece. But again, just like Threatening Roar, if you don't want to spend $15 on a playset for a card you're not sure is going to be effective, there are 7 different common printings of Battle Fader. One just came out recently in a structure deck, I believe. But there are 7 different common printings, and they start around 30 cents. Again, you should not have a hard time getting a playset of Battle Fader, but I would make sure that you get them sooner rather than later. Battle Fader, pretty fun card. This is why I love this meta. It has brought all these weird cards back into the game, and I just think it's cool. I love it. Now, are they going to be effective? We don't know, but the potential, I love the potential. All right, another card. This is one that I got off of a YouTube video. I can't remember who talked about this card, but this card might actually work. I love this card. First of all, you can search this on number 90. You know, the Photon Lord, I think it's Photon Lord, the one that just came out in Battles of Legend Chapter 1, number 90, that was super expensive, and now you can pick up for under $10 that card. You remember that card? You can search this off of that. You can also search it off of a Galaxy, another XEs that I think is a level 4. You can search it off of there as well, which means you only need to run one of these in your deck. You set up your board, you put number 90 on the board, you search this card, and then check this out. During either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. You do have to pay 2,000 life points. That's unfortunate, but you do have to pay that. You take no damage this turn. So you can make your board. You can set this thing up in your hand, and no matter what Temp-Eyed Dragons do, you're able to play this card and live to fight another round, something like that. So I think this is a cool card. I immediately put this into my Horus deck because I make number 90 almost every turn, and searching this sounds great to me. So that's another card that I think is really cool. There are 3 printings of this card. Again, you can pick up the common for 15 cents. That's what I'm rocking right there. I'm rocking commons. You can pick up your Advent Calendar 2019 for 50 cents and an Ultra for 50 cents. So this card is still super cheap. I would be moving in because those 2013 Zexal tins and the Advent calendars, it will not take much for them to start bumping up in price fairly significantly. Now the commons, I think you're pretty much going to just have access to the commons, but it's an interesting card that I absolutely love in this meta. All right, set rotation, another super cool card that I just love. You can play this card. You set, I think you set 2 different field spells, one to yours, one to theirs. Sounds really good to me because right now you have so many decks that are dependent or reliant upon their field spells, and they're very powerful field spells. Being able to remove a field spell in today's meta sounds pretty good to me. So set rotation, I think, is a very good card. This card is limited to 1, but you do have an OTS 6 super rare coming in around $8. You have the maximum gold, the gold rares coming in at 24 cents, and 3 common printings around 20 cents. You should not have a hard time getting this card. If you do want the super, it is going to be about $8. I am thinking myself of picking up the super because I have the maximum gold ones. But I think since I only need to buy one, $8 I think is something that I would be willing to do. So set rotation, another really cool card that has entered into the fray in this meta. And that's, I don't want to keep saying it, but when you switch a meta and you've got this new archetype that is pretty unique, you know, this going second OTK deck, that's pretty unique. It brings in all sorts of cards that we just haven't played forever, haven't even thought about forever, and all of a sudden they're coming back. So I love that. Set rotation, another good one. Synchro Zone, I started selling this probably like 4 months ago. I started selling lots and lots of Synchro Zone. And months before that, after Battles of Legend, Monsters Revenge, I didn't sell any of these. So to sell them like super quickly, I was wondering what the deal is. Look, we lost most of our floodgates. This is a pretty cool floodgate, particularly if you play synchros. If you're playing synchros, this is a great floodgate. Neither player can declare attacks except with synchro monsters. It's pretty good. Considering that we've lost, you know, the big high impact floodgates, just like we lost the high impact big synchro monsters, you got to find something to replace them. Synchro Zone might be a nice replacement. This card is going up. It's somewhere around $350 now. I remember I was selling a playset for $399, and I sold probably 30 playsets for $399. Now the card one is $350. So keep that in mind. You might have these in your bulk because when Monsters Revenge came out, nobody wanted this card. All right. So I think we are at the last card. And the last card has always been one of my favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Cohen and I used to play this card against each other all the time. I love that this card might find a way in. Here we go, Swift Scarecrow. You gotta love the Swift Scarecrow, just for fun. I don't think this card is really going to get legs under it, but just for fun, one of my all-time favorite cards. This may work. I'm sure that there's better options out there, but it may work, and it's so cheap. And I would make sure that you go cheap. So there is one high rare printing of this card, Astro Pack 4. It's bought out. There's like 3 of them on TCG Player. They're all around $20. But there are 6 different common printings of this card. For $22, you can pick up a playset of your Swift Scarecrows for less than 70 cents. Not a bad deal right there. So those are the cards. You know, there's some other cards out there that people are looking at and testing. These are the ones that really intrigued me, mostly because of the price point, the access that the community might have to them, and the real viability of the cards. There's a lot of cards that I just don't think are going to do much. But maybe these cards, and Swift Scarecrow, just for fun. Don't forget about the giveaway. We are giving away 2 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon OTS super rares. All you got to do, be subscribed to the channel, leave a comment. My name is Todd from Go2 Cards, and I am out of here.